Michael Todd versus Ermes Gasparini.
I feel like Ermes is going to win because he's technically better than Michael. Ermes is really good at getting in with the shoulder. He had a good rest, and now he's in great shape. Compared to their last match, it doesn't matter what shape Michael was in. Ermes was still getting in and pressing him down. I feel like where Gennady couldn't finish Michael, Ermes is better at getting in with the shoulder and using it more effectively. I believe Ermes will be able to pull him down and pin him where Gennady couldn't. I think that's the only way to beat Michael. You shouldn't try to hook or top roll him because you'll just get tired. Gennady dives in instantly without reason, just flopping in. Ermes, on the other hand, goes outside, climbs, and gets on the fingers. Then, with wrist control, he can press more. I feel like he has better wrist control than Gennady, who just goes in. That's another area where Ermes is very efficient. So I think Ermes is going to win.
Devon Larrett versus Gennady Kvikvinia.
I'd say it's probably 50-50. I wouldn't favor anyone, because when I see Devon and I see his pictures, his cheeks are big and he looks very chubby, I can tell he's getting bigger. As for Gennady, I could say that it's his country, it's in Georgia, so he's going 100% as well. Their first match was very close too. I feel like Gennady is one of those people who, when Devon pulls him, can't rely on his endurance as much, because Gennady's endurance is just as good, and his triceps are very strong as well. I feel like Gennady will really match him in terms of endurance, and it's going to be a very close match. I can't really pick a clear favorite.
Vitali Larrett versus Artem Morozov.
I've never seen Artem this big or this strong. I feel like he understands the responsibility on him for this match. After losing the right arm match, he knows he has to win with his left, and that would be a big victory for him. If nothing goes wrong before the match, I believe he's going to be in insane shape. However, I'm not going to make any bold predictions because this is going to be a tough one to call. I would say it's a 50-50 match. Both of them are at a very high level.
Alex Kurdesha versus David Dadikyan.
I was around 122 killings, but as I took on more work, I couldn't eat as much as I wanted to, and I just gradually lost weight. This morning, I was 115 kilograms. It's probably because I have more work as a trainer and just can't eat as much. I think 115 is very good for me because when I'm around 120, I get a little bit chubby. I feel heavier. At a lower weight, I feel better. I think Alex is more of a strength puller. On the longer matches, is not as explosive of the go. I agree with Alex that it's speed-wise because Alex got a big hand, big lever, and if he gets in his position and he wins the first phase of the go, it's going to be basically impossible to drag him back out. For power, I can't really say because I never pulled with Alex, so I'm not so sure. I can't really see how close we are in power.
FrankLamparelli versus Sergei Kalinchenko.
I think I want Kalinchenko to win, but it's probably going to be Frank. Recently, I heard Frank say, "Oh, I'm a clean athlete, I don't use anything," and I think he's lying a little bit. He's probably eating grand pancakes. So I think Frank is going to win.
Brad Grundy versus Bacho Seganeshvili.
I think Bacho is going to win.
Vasily Dautashvili versus Stoyan Golomanov.
Vasily is an experienced athlete, and when I talked to him in Turkey, I could tell that he's getting bigger and in better shape. He looks strong right now, and I think he's going to win.
Irakli Zirakashvili versus Todd Hutchings.
I feel like Irakli in 95 is very efficient. He's great technically and has a lot of options. When I pulled him, I felt like after the second round, he got too pumped and had no power left. I think Hutchings is going to win because he has an easier time against top rollers. I feel like he's going to go outside if he didn't change anything. When I pulled with Hutchings, I felt like our strong points met, and I was just better. If you don't control Todd's pronator, his tendons are so strong, and he just presses you down every time. I would still go with Todd because I feel like I've gripped up both of them, and I've pulled both of them. And I just feel like when Irakli comes up to the table, he just sets down, grips, and starts pulling. With Todd, it's more like he has some tricks with the setup, getting something going. The only way I see it, maybe, is if Irakli trained some incredible off-the-go start and explosiveness and just went outside and didn't let Todd get into the match. I just feel like Todd needs some time to get in, but when he stops you, he has so much power in his stopping. but still, I would go with Todd.
Oleg Petrenko versus Betkileoniani.
I think Petrenko is going to win if everything goes well and his weight cut goes smoothly. He's one of the only guys who stopped Alijan and gave him a great fight, actually a better fight than Ivan did. If we look at Jacque versus Betkili match, Betkili had some trouble, and I think Petrenko pulls Jacque easily, at least easier than Betkili. If the weight cut goes well, I think he'll be stronger than Betkili.
Daniel Prokopchuk versus Oleg Jacque.
I think Jacque is going to win because Daniel is kind of stepping a bit out of his head. I think Jacque is still Jacque, and he's very strong in his weight class, and he is big. I think he's going to win pretty dominantly.
Fia versus Malin Bergström.
I don't follow them, so I'm not sure. I can't really make a prediction.